Hey, Next Chapter fans, welcome to another ETF review. That's right, it's time again to look at an ETF. We're going to look at the ETF fund category, fund benchmark, summary, expense recap, and top holdings. And then finally, that performance. Today's ETF review is going to focus on ETFs from ProShares. But before we jump into the review, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy another ETF review from the Next Chapter team. Let's get this review started. First, we'll do a quick recap of what an exchange traded fund is and how to buy them. So what an ETF is and how to buy them. For this ETF review will include the ProShares Large Cap Core ETF and the ProShares S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrat ETF. So first one is CSM and second one is NOBL. Now, what is an ETF? An ETF basically is a basket of investment securities that are traded in the stock market. And because they're traded on the stock market, ETF share prices change all day. So this big group of investments that could either be stocks or even bonds or a combination of the two are traded all day on the stock market. ETFs tend to have lower expense ratios and fewer brokerage commissions than its competing product known as mutual funds. Now, how do you buy an ETF? Well, it's kind of just a four-step process, and it goes like this. First, you determine the account that you're going to buy it in, usually an IRA or a brokerage account. An IRA is an individual retirement account. And then you open the account with an investment broker, and then you decide on how frequently you're going to buy ETFs. Usually we say weekly, bi-weekly, even monthly. Then you set it up to be an automatic transfer and then an automatic payment to this brokerage account or IRA account. Now, some investment brokers that you can work with are companies like Fidelity, Webull, M1 Finance, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, TIAA Craft, and Vanguard. Do your own research. Determine who's the best person for you. Which company is the best company for you. So just as a quick recap for each ETF, we're going to look at the ETF category, fund benchmark, fund summary, expense recap, and top holdings. Now, again, kicking off our first ETF is our ProShares Large Cap Core Plus ETF. This one is a large blend. This ETF basically tries to track against the Credit Suisse 130/30 large cap index. So they're going off of the Credit Suisse, which is a different financial institution, index. And then it has an expense ratio of 0.45. So that means for every $10,000 you have invested, it's $45 per year for this fund. Now, this is a pretty interesting fund. So you have a total of 456 different holdings, but they break it up into long positions of 307 different items and companies, and then short positions of 149. So in total, again, you get 456. And they break it up right here for you. The large cap portion is right here, and that's your long, and then your short is in the S&P. Again, it is a very interesting fund, and let's see what that performance looks like over time. But let's get into it. So what do you have here? You have a fantastic mix. Check this out. You have information technology at 34.96, so it's roughly 35%. Then you've got healthcare at 16, and then you've got financials at roughly 17%, consumer discretionaries at 14.6, and then industrials at 14.97, and that's about it for the ones over 10%. But again, many different categories in this ETF. Love this industrial spend, love seeing this nice sector breakout. Now let's take a moment to focus in on those large positions. You have, again, 307. What are your top 10 indexes, your top 10 companies here? You got companies like Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta Platforms Class A, Alphabet Class A, Broadcom, Alphabet Class C, Visa Class A, and Berkshire Hathaway Class B. Look at that. Nice spread amongst some top-notch companies. Now, let's take a look at those shorts. That shorts, completely different background. Kimco Realty, Hasbro, Tyler Technology, Expeditors International, Iron Mountain, Essex Property Trust, Warner Brothers Discover, Corning, and Juniper Networks. Completely different breakdown. Love it, seeing that diversity. Again, completely different breakdown. And this is a focus on your shorts. So again, you get two different big groupings to make up that 456. Now let's take a look at that performance. How did we do? So for this one, you would have had 1 year of 22.99, then 5 year of 13.36, 10 year of 11.59, and since fund exception, 14.35. That's a fantastic, a really good, interesting mix here, and some great, interesting performance as well. Today's second fund is the ProShares S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats ETF. This one goes by NOBL. This one category is large value. And what is this indexing off of? It's indexing off of the S&P Dividend Aristocrats. So it's probably going to be a large amount of dividend producing stocks or companies that normally have dividends. Then from there, your expense ratio is 0.35. So which means for every 10,000, you have $35 of expenses annually. All right, now you've got 66 holdings, but let's see what those sectors are before we jump into the actual positions. You got consumer staples at roughly 24%, industrials roughly 23%, materials at 12.26%, financials at roughly 11%, and healthcare about 10%. Then from there, you've got things like real estate, utilities, consumer discretionaries, information technology, and finally energy. And that rounds out the breakdown of sectors involved in this fund. All right, now let's take the top 10 companies here. You've got C.H. Robinson, Walmart, Essex Property, Air Product Chemicals, Expeditors International of Washington, Colgate-Palmolive, Armco, Ecolabs, S&P Global, and then Brown & Brown Inc. And that makes up your top 10 holdings. But I love it. It shows you that top 10 holdings, only those top 10s make roughly 17.19 of your total weighting of all these funds. So it's great to see that it's not overly weighted in one company. 2% is really not that much. So you could have a big hit in Walmart, for example, which likely won't happen, but it really won't dramatically impact this fund in that way because it's only 2%. But these are a lot of big, strong companies. Now let's jump into that performance. The 1 year, 4.31. The 5 year, 9.06. 10 year, 9.91. And 6 inception, 10.77. But you know what this doesn't call out, which is hard to see all the time, is the dividends here. So the companies that have the dividends are giving you a dividend payback. And you have that opportunity to reinvest that dividend back into the fund. Or back into your account, that is. So you just reinvest the dividend into partial shares of your fund. Okay, now next we're going to take these two ETFs, see what it would look like if you invested consistently over a 5 and 10 year span. All right, now one of my favorite parts of the review is to take a look at what it would look like if you invested consistently in all the two funds over a 5 and 10 year span. So for today's example, we're going to have someone who's in a good position, so they're investing $10,000 annually. And then one more recap. The ProShares, again, the ProShares Large Cap Core Plus had a 1 year of 22.99, 5 year of 13.36, 10 year of 11.59. And then second up, the ProShares S&P Dividend Aristocrat ETF, NOBL, had a 1 year of 4.31, a 5 year of 9.06, and a 10 year of 9.91. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this one does over a 5 and 10 year span of time. All right, let's take a look. 5 years up first. And all right, so 69,000. So your investment cash would have been 50,000. And then your growth would have been $19,600. So that's roughly 72% of your balance would be your principal. And then the rest would have been growth of about 28%, or $19,600. Now let's take a look at what it would be like if you jumped to a 10 year. Whoa, all right, 10 year, $183,000. That would have been your projected balance. So let's take a look at that. Invested cash, 10 years, $10,000. So $10,000 every year, $100,000. So 55% of your balance. But check out that growth. Your growth would have been 45%. So $83,000 in growth. So again, $10,000 consistently in those two funds split 50-50, and it would have been $183,000. And $83,200 would have been all growth. Hope you enjoyed the review. So many more to come. Have a great day and see you in the next video. Please again, share.
Hey, thanks for staying to the end. This video is brought to you by the Next Chapter team. If you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to hit that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. This will help the channel reach out to more individuals just like you. We offer one-on-one coaching where we work with people and small businesses to determine a clear path to achieving their financial goals. This includes things like budgeting to reduce debts, planning for big purchases, and even learning how to build wealth with the tools that you have readily available to you. So please see our link below to schedule a free 30-minute call with our team to talk through coaching and understanding your current financial situation. Also, check out some of our affiliate links below for a high yield savings account. This is a great place to put your money when you're saving up for those big purchases and your emergency fund. Check out some of our videos right here, and please enjoy and see you in the next video.